G'day, welcome to session 55 of my Oxygen Not Included playthrough. Let's slow that down a little bit. So, just a nice few comments on this last one. Thank you for those. And the first one that I really did like was to get Camille really working on this thing. What we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the battery. Instead, what we're going to do is we're just going to put a ceiling light in the room and then run a power cable just directly to that ceiling light, and then we can deconstruct all this excess cabling. Because what that'll do is without the battery, there won't be any permanent charge. It really didn't make any sense that I put a battery in there in the first place. And it means that that light, for that light to be on, Camille has to be doing this. So hopefully that means that she'll be in there all day and won't try and take on any other tasks. Of course, there's going to be a brief moment there where it's not charging anything, so she might stop. But once that's done, that is done. Thank you for that suggestion. The next one was just this conductive wire bridge that I've put in. Rightly pointed out. When I looked at this, I didn't think it was right. That's what I was looking for. I just couldn't see the correct one. So, let's get that conductive wire bridge and let's say deconstruct. And while we're focusing on it, let's make this a priority, because obviously it did cost some expensive materials. So we don't want to waste them. We also don't want to have this power stopping for this for too long, so we will just prioritize getting this reconnected. Okay. Now, the next comments were then all about the piping that I did last time. So, I am creating some bottlenecks in my piping that we need to address. Now, two things that were pointed out. One was that anytime we have a gas bridge, so anytime we have the condition of a gas bridge met, it might actually slow down the process of something going in there. So basically, I don't know. I mean, that doesn't look to be moving too bad. You can see it does stop anytime something does shift, or sometimes it's actually probably more stopping because this is getting blocked. Either way, the problem is basically that there is more oxygen pushing into here than what this bottleneck can handle. That attempt that I did up here to sort of just circumvent this section with these guys didn't work. But the suggestion that was made is that if I put in a gas bridge and I focus on the little arrow in the middle of that, then I can force oxygen to be moving in a particular direction. So that's what we're going to look at doing now. Iron is quite nice. Cannot do attacking errands, is not that big a deal. And ironically, she's very strong. Gentle Giant. We'll go for the iron though. Now we won't, since Camille is so slow. We'll just leave her to try and address. We'll fix her before we bring in anyone else, especially when we want some iron. So what we want to do is hopefully this doesn't take as long as it did in the last video. So basically, I think what we want to do is get our oxygen up to a point where it's avoiding the majority of this bottleneck. So what we can do is we'll go back to how we had it. Let's deconstruct that one point of pipe for now, and we will instead go back this way where we were. We will go up. We will go across. Pick up just there. And we will run into this guy. Then what we will do, we will disconnect gas pipe there. Probably wouldn't have hurt for me to build all of this first before deconstructing that one, actually. Is it already gone? Not yet. Did I not put that actual order in there? Cancel deconstruct. So there's no harm in this sort of splitting until this is all addressed. So we will leave that shifting both ways until I have all of this designed. The other exciting note is that we are edging nice and close to our 365 days. Which I don't think we'll get there today, but probably our next video we'll hit that marker. See, just getting straight to work there, Ashcan. These guys are all coming to get it done. And it has been a while, actually, based on what I was doing in the last video, that I haven't really checked to see how my exploring's been going. How are we looking? That's pretty good. This is almost have taken a shot or something. I mean, they're sort of to the end before we start hitting the atmosphere, so we don't really want to go there. Have a look how we're looking in this bottom corner. So probably here is where we next want to explore. So let's give them the instruction to dig straight across to about, say, the center of this. And then we'll go a ladder. What do we got in the vicinity here? This is a shame that I can't look at what stuff is around while I've got this open. Granite. We have a lot of granite. In fact, we have more granite than we do sandstone, so let's just do granite for this. There's no rush in them getting this done. There's some walls and things here. So let's get them to build down that way. And I've missed... we've got our seeds and things sitting there, so we will ask them to uproot that and up and sweep that. Let's have a look how we're looking down here. Okay, so we've still got instructions on building this section. Saltwater geyser. You're not looking too good, Stinky. More slime lung. Where are you getting your slime lung from? What are you even doing that's slime lungy? Didn't think there was any inside the base. Just hanging around in the worst room for oxygen there. Okay, well, also if you've got nothing to do, then we should probably get back on our ventilation. Okay, so that's now got a bit more of a focus on that ventilation. That means that we can now deconstruct that guy, because we can send this over to here to this one that doesn't need addressing. So then what we can do is we will get more of our gas pipe. We'll turn this guy this way as well, and we will send him up to here. Now we're going to have to just check once it gets up there that we're making sure that everything is going north. If it's not, then what we'll have to do is just put some piping in place to make sure that it does. Some routing. Get into it nice and quick. Okay. Okay, so that's now pushing south again. Is what we don't want. That's pushing south. Or is that just because it lost pressure or something? Doesn't look like it. And let's have a look what you do. Do you continue north? No, you split. You half north, half south. Okay. So let's deconstruct that one. And then what we will do is we will deconstruct that one. Okay. Then what we will do is we will go ventilation, gas bridge, arrow that way. And then we will go gas pipe there. mean, look at how much nice gas is finally getting over to these guys. Good to see. Alright, we can see that currently this stuff's all pushing north. So we'll see how this guy goes. I imagine he can't head south, so... Get your priority on that one, fellas. Alright, so this is now heading south too. We don't want. So we just need to do the same thing again here. Okay, we select that gas pipe, we say deconstruct. Go on. We can then say ventilation, gas brew. Oh, it's not gone yet. Let's just check how you're going over here. So we're still waiting for that light switch to be built too. Alright, well let's make that a bit more of a priority. And let's... Sorry, someone did actually say that if I select all... okay, it's 9. Oxygen, no. Ceiling light, let's make that a 9. Camille doing right now? People just stopped eating their dinner, so they're not focusing on stuff. Camille hasn't made it back to bed yet. Okay, so someone got rid of that, so we can then go ventilation's gas bridge that way. We will prioritize that as well. Okay, so let's see how that's done. Perfect. Thank you for that suggestion. Because that does look to have solved our routing there. The other good news is it looks like nothing is really suffering as a result of this. We now have just a smooth flow of oxygen moving along the bottom here. And up here, the only time that it's ever going to sort of stop is that I realize because I'm removing that, it's going to start for a moment. It'll just be that if one of these passes up there and a guy stops there, but because there's sort of space behind him, then it's just going to keep, they're sort of going to keep moving anyway. These guys will keep just sort of backlogging behind them, so it's looking good. It's looking much more efficient than it was, and hopefully this is a significant more amount of oxygen going to this to help solve their problems. See how we go. Ceiling collapse. Alright, let's make sure we get straight on that. Let's get out of this view. Has it impacted anything there, Stinky? You look confused. What if I get you to dig that? Will you be able to get your way out? There you go. Still got all this to work on too. Still aren't getting anyone over here. Is there a problem with what we need for that? Hold up, because I mean there's plenty of people that are just sitting idle at the moment. You not have copper ore, or 5 tons of it? Maybe everyone's got a bit more excited about digging. Oh, what do we got here? Okay. Feel like we're gonna have to try and work out what we can do with that too. So let's just move this ladder over there. So I would say we just need 3 things to activate those. I don't know, can I get someone to place something somewhere? What's the closest I can do to that? Would I have to make a storage bin and then just get them to put it on there? What am I missing with this bit? Is it just I've been waiting for Stinky to come and do the job? No, Stinky's not even a part of that one. What is that? Oh, it's the analysis. I always forget which one's the stats. Vitals, consumables. Colony summary, that's what I want. I gotta revisit what the one thing is that I haven't unlocked there yet. What did I need to do for it? So we're up to 4 kilometers. Definitely moving well through that one. We are very close to that one too. Getting there with that as well, which will probably get rid of that as soon as it's done. And that's slowly chipping away. And probably that is something I need to look into. I'm sure I've said that before. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Nothing's happening there. And at best, we're going to fluke that one. Alright. Still nothing here. Okay. So it was suggested that I move this guy further away. I will look into doing that. Let's go check out how we're doing with our dig here. Still not moving too far along it. I'm just gonna rank the to an emergency level of can we do something? What are we holding out for? No one can get in there. I've finally figured that one out. That's why Camille was in there getting rid of everything. And more everyone's just getting in there to use the copper. There you go, Camille. I can see you're on the task. Perfect. Okay, so Bolt now is gone. Camille is now the only one. Oh, no, sorry. We've got to let what's he get out of there first. Go over here. Go over here. Alright, firstly, let's change it so that no one else can come in. And done. Now, Camille, this is a very important light bulb. This light bulb needs to stay on. We've made you chief light bulb person. This is very important. You can please make sure that light bulb stays on. We would be greatly appreciative. Mimar's heading over. I'm not sure who this one will give to. Has Ellie scored one before? Like she might have. So the one thing I didn't do in the suggestions was make another gas filter down here. I feel like these are moving okay. You can see that a lot of what they're pumping in isn't complete squares. So the fact that they're stopping every now and then doesn't feel like it's going to affect too much the consistency of the amount of oxygens and things that they're pulling out. I'm not too bothered by it. Immune to food poisoning, decrease science. Have a look. How is our oxygen showing up here? They're still pretty much showing as 0. The fact that there's a suit on the ground here too makes me concerned that not suits sitting in their proper place. I'll just put an order in for one there. One there. Hard to tell if there's actually suits assigned to these spots or not. Alright, let's have a look at the ventilation down here. Now, obviously, the way that this is going to work is that any suit that needs oxygen, or every time it hits an intersection, it's going to go a 50-50 split. So this will go 50% chance the oxygen's going to go here if it needs oxygen. Then it's going to reach here and it's going to be a 50% chance that that's going to take it for the 50% that make it through. Then 50%, so essentially 50% of the 50% of the 50% of the 50% of the 50% that make it past here are going to get all the way to there. So, I mean, there would be a way that I could possibly design that better where it sort of treed a bit more. But, I mean, the hope would be that overnight, while everyone's sleeping, these ones are going to max out like this. So you can see that everything is currently skipping this one. Everything is now skipping. Everything should be close to skipping that one. You can see there you go. So a sort of percentage one went through there. And now a bit more is actually getting further ahead. But I mean, the speed that those front two are actually going to get oxygen is going to be so minimal. Because they're also claiming those ones, the suits with no oxygen in them. I mean, it does mean that those back two suits are going to have more oxygen. Changes will need to be made. I mean, potentially even if it was just flipped around, that this was the first one. If we drop this underneath and went there, I mean, potentially even if we went underneath and went up there, so that it actually does 50-50 split the two different directions. I think that all 5 were getting used anyway. I mean, my question is, when they It looks like that the oxygen can still pass through to the empty location. Just have yeah, the guys that are potentially getting in there with no oxygen in their suits. Especially the suits of the preference to take. Alright, let's do something about this. So, it feels like it's going to be easier to do over the top. So if we come up here, let's just work it without being attached to anything. Pause it too. So we go, as long as it's high enough that these guys can reach it without needing to... Just that, I feel, is going to be a bit more of an even divide. Because what that should do is it means that they'll hit this point, they'll then send 3 different waves. 1, 2, 3. Assuming that they actually will push the right way. And so let's say deconstruct this 1. We'll see how we go. So say 1 should go in this way, 1 will go that way, 1 will go that way. And then as they go those 2 different ways, they should then alternate between which one of the 2 they need to go to. And then we can see that this side here is actually getting full. And hopefully that means that this one will end up being a bit more at capacity. And these 2 should get a little bit more of the share than what they were getting. You're all just waiting around now, bored. Alright, how'd our dig go? You got there. Okay. Letting water run down below it. So we need to stand 3 things down here. There are 3 suits available. Let's try this. That's just a test. So if we went build a storage bin here. And we'll give it a nice big priority. Alright, and so then we'll... what if we were then to say... this rock here, sweep it with a 9 priority. Barney, please don't leave. Sweep it. Ah. Oh, sorry. What I need to do is I can say all. I gotta wait to see if anyone's gonna return to this one. Oh, very good work, Camille. Actually likes being in a lit workspace. Well, you're the master of your own destiny with that one. Okay, here we go. May. Oh. Great. Okay, so then we say nothing. That doesn't look like that's holding the thingy down. So how would I be able to get 3 people to just basically stay on top of 3 squares at the same time? Oh no, wait, that's open. Because the water's holding it down, I guess. Interesting. I think Ellie did get one before. So let's have a look at our hardest workers here. Turner's got a fair bit of building and digging responsibilities. So Turner can be our... Say thank you for your hard work. We fleeing this guy. Get him dead. We seem to end up with poke shells in the middle of our It's alright, here we go. It's actually funny that the water did the job. Yep. It all seems to be in order. Okay, so this was the thing where I've got to make sure I'm doing the right thing. So I've got to click on him and say complete. And his brain is vibrating, never felt better. Regenerative trait. This robust juice constantly regenerating health. Okay. Alright, well let's continue to dig down. So we will dig out those 2 squares. We've already declared that to deconstruct. And then we will go a ladder from there to there. Nope. Can't while there's stuff in the way, so maybe let's just do it there. And we will dig out those 2 as well. And then once we are down, we will dig... Oh, should have done that as a ladder, not as a dig. Get down to there for now, and we'll go check out that combat. See who's picking a fight. Ellie's looking very happy at the fact that she's picked a fight. Nicely done. Okay. So this will be the last day of this current run. My question at the moment is going to be, I guess for this one, and I realize that there's other things that I should still be working on and focusing on, but this is one that I just feel like I need to start ticking away on. It was... where was it? It was lower than that. This guy. Smooth hatches. Do I not have smooth hatches? What am I doing here? So is it the fact that none of these are smooth hatches? That there's either stone or thing, or am I using them wrong, or am I missing something? What should I be doing to sort of start working away on that particular achievement? Because some of these you can see, just even like this little thing is just a chip away. That over time they'll just get it done, and I assume that that's the way that one's going to be too. Where do I want to put you? I think there's probably too much to sort of focus in on this one. The funny thing as well is that I noticed that that one's now right, that it's actually set to green. It's almost like that I guess I just maybe had to individually step on them or something to get it done, but whatever reason it's happily accepted that that the water is doing it without actually crediting water is doing it. I don't know. It's definitely a huge section of dark here. I think even if we go look at that colony summary, we can see it a bit too. Down here and down here, what's really going to get us to that 70%. Let's just make sure that that other bottom corner is also, there's a plan for what big is happening. It looks like they've gotten through there. Let's maybe just do a dig straight through here too. Why we're working so far up that way. over here we can then go north a little bit and south. Oh, we do have this though. Have anyone that wants to go run over and have a look at what this is? Oh, here comes Barney. Always the explorer. Or cannot be manually controlled. Turner gets the on and it's rummaging. Oh, there you go. Wait, what's in the room? Thank you. That's just what their pond, I guess. That's his pond now. And if there's anywhere that needs digging, Ellie is and straight up to get it done. I feel like what I need to do too is make a connection from here to here. Because it should be a much shorter way around than where they're currently having to go. Would probably have to be straight up to that one. What's that? It's just polluted oxygen. But let's just finish the day off by making a ladder that just runs straight down and connects into that. That liquid can just fall all the way down to there somewhere. Wait a minute. No, that breaks one of the rules that I don't like. That this section, it means this section would connect to that section, so that people would go in and out of doors in different ways. That does definitely bug me a little bit for in terms of leaving suits where they belong. Now, speaking of leaving suits where they belong, let's have a look at how this has been going. I mean, it's just the fact that these guys do still need a little bit of oxygen, even though it's not like they're not max capacity. But I don't know if there's, basically at the moment, there's just not enough oxygen getting over there to address it. When you look at this, you can see that this guy's still got duties of getting oxygen up there, and this one's all good. So it does definitely highlight that this is the most used set of suits that I have. But should I actually have some way that this set here does come over and help out over here as well? But I mean, I don't want to leave these guys sort of unattended. Anyway, we'll call this session there. Questions or comments, feel free to check them below. But until next time, I'll catch you later. See ya.